Hi, I'm Mikola. For most people in this country, Memorial Day is simply the long weekend that marks the start of summer. It's a day for barbecues. But officially, it's a day for remembering those who have fallen in battle and reflecting on their sacrifice. My country's been at war for more than a decade, but where I live, that's hardly noticeable. The war isn't here. It isn't near here. If you took the labels off the map, I wonder how many of us could even find Afghanistan. I don't know anyone who lives there, anyone who serves there, anyone who died there. When we had a draft, service was at least potentially a part of everybody's lives. Now there's a gulf between the classes who serve and those who don't. Returning coffins are kept off TV. The 3,000 civilians who died on 9/11 have much more psychic presence in our lives than our war dead. There were 4,408 members of the armed forces killed in Iraq. 1,827 died in Afghanistan. Deaths among coalition allies, 318 in Iraq, 1,027 in Afghanistan. Those are rarely mentioned. Something else rarely mentioned: civilian deaths in the countries where we fight. Estimates vary widely, but all are way above 100,000. Compared to the great wars of the 20th century and the 19th century, our current war has very little impact on civilian life here. Our emotional distance from the current war in Afghanistan and our temporal distance from past wars make the remembrance of the fallen on Memorial Day something that we need to work at. And while we're working at it, we should remember the living, the returning vets, both able and wounded. I know they have their own day, but one day's not enough. The U.S. is a country of over 300 million people. The odds of any of us knowing someone serving in the military or their families gets smaller each year. Our armed forces today in the United States are all volunteers. They have agreed to stand for us, if asked to fight for us and to risk dying for us. However you feel about war, however you feel about this war, however you feel about the politicians who send young people to war, or about the corporations who profit from it, the young men and women who serve and those who die have chosen to connect their lives to a larger community and a greater cause. And I want to acknowledge that in some real sense, the life that I'm privileged to live, I owe to many lives that were cut short. Until next time, I'm Mikola.